Last year, Chelsea ladies and Arsenal ladies walked out together at Wembley for the Women's FA Cup final. It was the Gunners who triumphed that day. Will Chelsea be able to exact some revenge tonight, or will Arsenal be the ones chasing down Liverpool, who sit at the top of the Spring Series table? A very good evening to you, wherever you're tuning in from. I'm Vicky Sparks, and alongside the former Arsenal goalkeeper Emma Byrne, will bring you full commentary of Chelsea ladies against Arsenal ladies in the WSL Spring Series, and you can watch every kick with us via the BBC Red Button or the BBC Sport website. Team news coming up shortly, but Emma, both sides unbeaten in the Spring Series so far, but this one of their toughest games for both teams.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the game, you know, to look out for. They haven't really been tested. You know, this is a top of the table clash, so to speak. Both of these teams will be expecting to win this Spring Series, so yeah, it's going to be one to look out for.
Two changes for Chelsea from the side that won 4-0 at Reading. Ji So-Yun and Crystal Dunn in for Eni Aluko and Drew Spence, who scored 5 goals in 5 games already this season. Karen Carney and Katie Chapman both start against their former club. Arsenal are unchanged from the side that won 5-1 at Yeovil. Dan Carter scored the winner against Chelsea in the FA Cup final. Will she find the net against the Blues again today? Well, Emma, you spent 17 years at Arsenal. You know this club inside out. How do you reckon they're positioned at in this Spring Series at the moment? They're fourth so far, a point behind Chelsea going into this game. What have you made of them so far in this Spring Series?
Yeah, I feel like Arsenal are still trying to find their feet a little bit, and I mean, this is the time to do it, this Spring Series, but I don't think they've been, you know, the guns haven't been blazing, so to speak, and I think it's only a matter of time when that penny drops and, you know, it all clicks together for them, because they are a great team. They've great players.
Crystal Dunn in the side today for Chelsea. We just saw there the runner-up of the USA Female Player of the Year, Ramona Bachmann too, starting today. 2 of Chelsea's 4 new signings, and really hoping to get amongst the goals for Chelsea. They have done so far this season, 6 between them, and Chelsea really strengthening, despite being the top scorers in WSL 1 last season, strengthening those attacking options up front.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Emma Hayes is very much an attacking coach, and she believes that basically the more goals they score, you know, it's a case of scoring a lot more goals than the other team and trying to win in that respect. But I know they're still building, and there's, you know, they play nice football, very fluid football, and you know, they always go for that quick, attacking, explosive forward.
So in the week where Chelsea's men will receive their Premier League trophy, will Chelsea ladies keep their title challenge on track, or will Arsenal leapfrog them in the table as the Gunners go hunting for a 15th league championship? Arsenal, in fact, unbeaten in their last 3 visits to Chelsea. Of course, as we've mentioned, got the better of them in the FA Cup final last year as well. And a tough test for both sides as they look to hunt down Liverpool at the top of the Spring Series table.
Well, you can just see how quickly Arsenal have come out of the box. They're trying to press high. They're not going to leave Chelsea any time on the ball.
Van der Donk forward looking for O'Reilly. Chapman intercepts. Wins the free kick. Katie Chapman, the former Arsenal captain, of course. Won multiple trophies with them, including the quadruple. Scott leaves it for Carter. Away from G. Scott again. Carter. Good defending by England on a surface that is pretty sodden. The rain has been coming down today in Staines. There was a slight question mark over whether the game would go ahead, but it is on. But the surface will play a part, or some part this evening, you would feel, but the ball will zip around nicely as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of rain on that pitch, but Staines is particularly dry pitch, so I don't think it's going to do too much harm to it. But just speaking about Beth England there, she's going to have to be on her game in that position.
Oh, loose ball by G, and it's picked up by O'Reilly. Early chance for Arsenal, well blocked by Bright. Good work by the former USA international as Chelsea clear it away at the back. One of Arsenal's big summer signings.
Yeah, Heather O'Reilly brings so much, you know, to the club. She's quick, she's direct, she's won so many medals and achievements with the USA, so she's obviously a great signing for the club. You can just see that ball holding up a little bit there. I think both teams will have to be quite careful playing around the back because it's just slowing up a little bit.
Patton with the free kick. Taylor on the end of it. See early footwork from G, but as Emma says, that ball just slowing up a little, and O'Reilly's shot blocked. England, who's been playing at this slightly unfamiliar wing-back position this season. She's more of a forward player, Beth England, but says she's adjusting to this role. Carter looking for O'Reilly. Headed clear only as far as Nobbs. O'Reilly, shot blocked again. And Carney collects only as far as O'Reilly. Cooper, Blundell. Right start by Arsenal.
Yeah, Chelsea haven't gotten out of their half so far. They really want to be careful. They need to play forward. Because of the state of the pitch, they just need to clear their lines a little bit. You can see Arsenal are picking up every second ball. Karen Kearney is having to drop right into her own half to try and get on the ball, and you don't want to see that. You want to try and keep Karen Kearney higher up the pitch to affect the play further up.
She dispossessed. Chapman helps her out. England looking for someone to give her an option. Headed clear by Scott. Carter. Can't find Dunn. Williamson. Scott. Carter.
I think Arsenal are going to get a lot of joy down those wings because Chelsea are playing three at the back. There's a lot of space in behind them in the channels, and I think it's going to play right into Arsenal hands because Dan Carter is having a great season so far, and she's going to relish that space in behind Beth England there.
Yes, 5 goals already this season for Arsenal's top scorer last season. She's in good form, Dan Carter. So O'Reilly can't get there ahead of Deanna Cooper. Risky ball back again from G. Taylor can't quite reach it, and Telfer clears. But again, the South Korea international just potentially playing her side into trouble there.
Just too many passes backwards. I know G likes to keep the ball, but have to try and play forward, especially in these conditions.
Yes, you can see the spray rising up. Hard for two sides that like to play a passing game. Perhaps have to tweak your approach in conditions like this.
Just think you need to think about putting a little bit more pace on the ball. no dodgy balls backwards, no 50-50s. Just be focused, precise. It looks like Arsenal are the team that are coming out on top in that aspect.
Williamson intercepted by England. Bright. Chapman. Back to Telford. Taylor will close her down. Chelsea still without their #1 goalkeeper, Hedvig Lindahl, but a shrewd move to bring in a keeper of Carly Telford's experience, although in sad circumstances with Notts County, of course, folding on the eve of the spring series.
Yeah, I think Emma Hayes really recognised she needed to beef up in that position.
Blundell plays the ball in and Van Veenendaal just gets there ahead of Dunn. Well, she had to be alert, the Netherlands international. Good move by Chelsea.
Yeah, much better from Chelsea, and it's the first time they get forward. Hannah Blundell made a great run. Fantastic energy there. Just overlapping. And they're going to need to do that. They're going to need to get the numbers forward.
Carter. Well to get away from England. Chelsea clear. And Dunn could be in here. Great chance for Crystal Dunn again. Good block by Van Veenendaal. Carney collects. Danger not clear for Arsenal. Blocked by Patton. Chapman. Carney. Played in, and the save by Van Veenendaal had to be improvised. Chelsea corner.
I think Sari's done excellent here on 2 occasions. You see Dunn just breaks through. Sari spread herself really well. She read that. And then again making the save. But how much space and time are Chelsea getting in the area? Bachmann had time there to take a touch, look up, and make a decision where she wanted to put that ball, and a selfish decision at that, trying to score near post.
Warner played along the ground. Bachmann goes for goal. Wasn't too far away. Van Veenendaal happy to watch it wide. Well, she signed ahead of this season from last season's Champions League finalist Wolfsburg, Ramona Bachmann. Very talented Switzerland international. 4 goals already for Chelsea this season. And again, Chelsea, after finishing second in WSL 1 last season, adding real international pedigree to a side that was already strong.
Yeah, Ramona Bachmann she had a fantastic World Cup, and she's so quick and aggressive, and really, really tricky to deal with. She does go through inconsistent spells, so I'm just hoping we're going to see the best of her here in England. She is a really, really good player to watch, really exciting.
Mjelde, another one of Chelsea's new signings, good run by Blundell. Almost found Dunn. Important challenge. O'Reilly. Taylor. Good run by O'Reilly, but well anticipated by Carly Telford, who did admit she was a little bit tentative coming back to Chelsea. Didn't leave on the best terms with Emma Hayes when she was released in 2013, Carly Telford. One of those when the opportunity comes, as a professional, you take it. And she did have some good times at Chelsea, Carly Telford, captaining them in the FA Cup final in 2012.
Yeah, I mean, Carly's a fantastic goalkeeper, and nobody really leaves on good terms. So I think it was a really good decision for her to go back there. It's a fantastic club, a massive club. They needed a good goalkeeper. As you said, Lindahl's injured and probably will be injured for a little while. You know, so it was a good decision by Emma Hayes and a good decision by Carly to go back there. As you can see, she's straight in, playing straight away. So we'll see what form she's in.
Arsenal throw. Yes, on the plane she will be to Euro 2017 as well, Carly Telford. So important for those England players at Notts County to be getting game time in the build-up to that tournament. Backman will try and pressure the young 18-year-old. Lottie Wubben-Moy wins the throw. It was said that the spring series is a closed league while the WSL switches to a winter calendar starting in September. Was a good opportunity for players who are younger to be given a chance, and Arsenal certainly doing that with Lottie Wubben-Moy and Anna Patton as well, both 18, both starting in the heart of defence for the Gunners today.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't think Arsenal, Pedro, had much of a choice. He has a lot of injuries. You've got Gemma Rose injured. You've got Emma Mitchell injured, who's a massive loss, by the way, at left back. So yeah, there's a real shortage of defenders at Arsenal at the moment. So, and it's a great opportunity for Lotta and Anna. And they're young internationals as well, so you know they have the experience. They're good enough. They should be taking these chances when they get them.
England gets there ahead of Carter. Pedro Martinez-Losa almost getting on the ball. He's won 2 trophies with Arsenal since taking over in mid-2014, the Continental Cup, the FA Cup against Chelsea last year. They're still looking for that first league title since 2012, which for a club like Arsenal, it's good work by O'Reilly, comes to Nobbs.
What an opportunity there for Jordan Nobbs. Should have really hit the target. I know it's fallen to her left foot, which isn't her favourite foot, but great work here by Riley. Blundell should not go to ground there. She'll be disappointed she didn't get that on target. At least make Carly Telford make a save, keep her busy.
Well, she had space, opted to hit it first time, and in fact the referee judges that it did get a deflection. So as Pedro Martinez-Losa watches on, it will be a corner. Nobbs to take. Skims across that crowded penalty area out to Van der Donk. Cleared away. Carney heads it on. Scots can't keep it in. Good delivery from Arsenal, just couldn't quite get anybody on the end of it.
Yeah, you put it into that area. We spoke about the weather, so the goalkeepers might be a little bit more reluctant to come and control that area, and let their defenders deal with it. But in general, Arsenal wouldn't really rely on set pieces for their goals, not like Chelsea, who are really dominant in the air.
Carter, who's switched wings with O'Reilly. Still going down Carter. A little deflection was there? No. Will be a goal kick. The England international, one of those not in the Euro 2017 squad, which Mark Sampson decided to name 3.5 months before the tournament. She scored 6 goals in her 3 England appearances. So many claims to get into that squad, but a surprise, perhaps surprise omissions for both sides here. Eni Aluko, of course, WSL top scorer. Millie Bright will be one of those going.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I think it's bizarre. I'm not really sure what the thought process was there to name it so early. You have to. There's lots to consider. You know, form, as you said, Dan Carter playing really well at the minute, as are lots of other players around the country. You have to think about injuries. Fran Kirby, for example, she's been injured for a while now. Is she going to be fit to go to the Euros? If so, is she going to be match fit? And it'll be really interesting to see how that plays out when it nears the time when they have to get on that plane.
Scott, who will be one of those on the plane to the Netherlands in the summer. Taylor didn't quite read it.
Yeah, just thinking about that, you know, months in advance, naming the squad. You also have to consider the players who aren't getting their game. So, you know, you've players sitting on the bench here today that are in the squad and are going to be on that plane, and if they haven't played many minutes compared to other players around the country, how's that going to affect the squad?
Bachmann, one of those who will be there for Switzerland. Loses out though. This is O'Reilly. Scott up against G, who does well, the South Korean. Carney to her former Arsenal teammate, Katie Chapman. Blundell away from Janssen. Great ball from Bright.
What a ball from Bright there.
Bachmann and Blundell between them couldn't make the most of it, but Carney recycles it. Laid off to G. Well dispossessed on the edge of her own penalty area by Williamson. And clearance completed. Looking for Van der Donk. Chapman.
Yeah, that was a nice little pick off from Leah Williamson there, but it's one of the first times we've seen G up that high in that position, and that's where I think she is most effective, and certainly a player that I don't want to play against in that position. She's so tricky and calm. She can certainly finish, but it's the first time we've seen her up there. Perhaps she'll push on a little bit more.
It's there again, but well challenged by Van der Donk in the end. Arsenal win the free kick. She's such a talented player, Ji So-yeon, four-time Korean Player of the Year, South Korea's all-time leading goal scorer. But Emma Hayes does tend to use her in a variety of positions, that attacking midfield role, which Chelsea, with so many forward players, have so many options. A little bit deeper in the centre of midfield, as she's playing today, when particularly they come up against top sides, such as Arsenal.
Yeah, she likes to play a little bit deeper to get on the ball, to try and get on the ball from the centre halves. Chelsea do like to play out, so yeah, she can be used in that position. She's very, very versatile. And you can just see Arsenal are really getting behind the ball. I think they're going to need G a little bit higher up just to unlock that. Those little passes as a number 10 player in the number 10 role.
Telford prevents the corner, took a little nick off Blundell. Well, these sides between them have scored 19 goals in the spring series so far. Goalless in Staines. We did see a 4-4 between Arsenal and Liverpool earlier this season as two of the big guns went head to head. Looks like this one might be a more picking the lock sort of affair, Emma Byrne.
Yeah, I think it's going to take a good goal to beat either of these goalkeepers, and you can just see how many players are getting behind the ball for both teams. You know, they're really trying to get back and defend and get the numbers behind there, so it might turn out to be a bit of a counter-attacking football, and I think that goal is going to come from just picking the ball off and winning it back and playing that ball into the areas that are being exposed from going forward.
Clearance by Janssen, can't find Taylor. Noticeable though how Arsenal's forward players are very happy to come back and help out against Chelsea's forward line. Carter and Van der Donk both involved there in helping Janssen get that ball away.
Yeah, lots of energy from Van der Donk and Dan Carter, but I'd actually like to see them staying a little bit higher, letting the defenders and the defensive midfielders do their job. Stay higher, try to stretch the game a little bit. See, even Jodie Taylor's dropping into her own half there.
Bachmann's ball in, looking for Chapman. It's headed away by Patton. O'Reilly tidies up. But again, Chelsea using the wings to good advantage. O'Reilly.
Not a bad idea from Arsenal here, just to keep the ball, keep possession. tried to draw Chelsea out of positions.
Missed kick from Scott, and England snaffles up possession. Good challenge though by Patton. O'Reilly looking to release. Taylor might have fallen to Nobbs. G. Backman. Nobbs does well. And again Arsenal slowing the play down, giving it away though. Here's G. Carney. Dunn is in there. And Carney knows that she's capable of a much better delivery than that, but again, Chelsea trying to use those balls in to get Crystal Dunn into the action.
Yeah, it wasn't so much a bad ball from Karen Carney. The Chelsea team have nobody, you know, making that back post run. They're playing really, really narrow, especially when the ball is on the other side of the pitch. There's no width on the other side stretching Arsenal. Could have done with a run there from Beth England, or, you know, even Katie Chapman trying to bust her way into the Arsenal box.
Janssen. Too easy for Telford. Good challenge by Janssen, who's such a versatile player, can play in midfield as she did quite often for Arsenal last season. So far this season has been used at centre half, at left back. A real asset to your side when you have a Netherlands international as well. As Emma Hayes watches on. It's one of those where, do you put your hood up, don't you put your hood up? You're not going to go with an umbrella, not after a certain England manager, but
no umbrellas, no hoods. This is what football's all about, especially in this country. It's going to rain, you're going to get wet, deal with it.
Definitive there from Emma Byrne, former Arsenal keeper of 17 years. Carter up against Blundell. Again, the ball holding up on the greasy surface. Williamson.
Blundell did really, really well there. Dan Carter's very quick, powerful. She did well to keep up with her, and she got a little bit of a shove off the ball, and Blundell stayed strong, dealt with it very well.
Chelsea coming forward. G. Dunn ahead of her. Patton just got a foot in. Dunn is found, but Dunn is offside. Arsenal free kick.
Yeah, just not on the same wavelength there, G and Dunn. G needs to release the ball a little bit earlier, but you know, when you've got a player like G and you know she likes to run at players, she likes 1v1, don't run into her space, stay wide. Give her that space in front of her.
Good interception by Chapman. Patton slid in but couldn't get there. Katie Chapman went for goal, touched over by Van Veenendaal. Excellent save by the Arsenal goalkeeper. Good effort from Chapman.
Great effort from Katie Chapman here, but she didn't have any other options. She had to just go for goal because none of the Chelsea players had caught up with her. And yeah, it was a great save by Sari. Fingertip save, needed it.
She slipped as she took the shot. Almost got the better of the Netherlands goalkeeper. Chelsea corner. Get it clear, only as far as G. A little deflection, might have taken it anywhere. It takes it behind for another corner. Chelsea exerting some pressure on the Arsenal back line. That's where G wants to pick up the ball, edge of the D.
Absolutely, and she'll drop out there every single time. And I'm really, really surprised that Arsenal don't have G marked, because, you know, she loves that picking up the second balls there, and she's put them away. You know, this year she's put away one of them already.
Carney's ball in, headed down by Chaplin, back heel by Millie Bright. In the end, Arsenal get it clear and can break. Nobbs racing forward. The touch was slightly loose, but Nobbs has done really well. Jordan Nobbs for Arsenal, up against G. Tries to play it through to Jodie Taylor. Good save by Telford. Danger not cleared for Chelsea. O'Reilly is tackled. Comes out to Van der Donk. Chapman clears. Carter in the way. Pinball around the Chelsea area, but the Blues bring it away. And now it's their turn to break. The game really opening up. Backman taking on the Arsenal defence. Past Wibben-Moy. Backman still going. Van Veenendaal is there.
Backman did really, really well to get her shot away there. She didn't have much space. She was getting closed down. Lotta defended quite well there, but look at that energy from Jordan Nobbs. Speed. And we said one of the, the first goal is probably going to come for counter-attacking, and they should have really scored that. Jodie Taylor should have put that away. It's what she does, it's what she's best at, 1v1s. But Carly Telford did really well to stand big.
Well, she made her debut in the last match for Chelsea, her second debut after rejoining the club. The 4-0 win over Reading. It was actually her first day with the club. She hadn't even trained with them. And Chelsea coming forward down the other end with Dunn. Well dispossessed. And in the end concedes the free kick.
Lotta did really well there to stay up and stay strong. Dunn is not easy to handle, very powerful player as well. But again, just seemed to be on her own, not much options. Had to go on her own and couldn't get round 2 or 3 defenders back there.
Vandal can't keep it in. Janssen will take the throw. Netherlands international. Oh, those fans have got hoods up. That's all right though, isn't it, Emma Byrne?
Fans can have their hoods up, yes, not the managers. They have to lead. Pretend they're hard at least.
Set piece opportunity for Arsenal. Nobbs and O'Reilly standing over it, walking back in unison. Hard as a goalkeeper to work out which one's going to take it when they do that. Will be Nobbs. Down by Bright, trapped, and then played forward by Wibben-Moy. Bright brings it away. It's caught perhaps there by O'Reilly. The ball didn't find Dunn, and the referee will bring play back. Heather O'Reilly, one of 3 Americans, late in there on Millie Bright. 3 Americans to join the WSL for the spring series. Carly Lloyd at Manchester City, Crystal Dunn also in action here this evening, and a big statement for the league to be able to attract players of this calibre as O'Reilly goes into the book.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great to see that these, world-class players want to come over, want to play in the league here. It's only going to make it better, more challenging. It's a good time for them to come and travel. There's nothing really going on as international-wise in the US. So, yeah, why wouldn't they come over and a new challenge for them?
Mjelde sliding in there, will break for O'Reilly. Arsenal with a bit of space here. Jodie Taylor, post, and then can't finish by Van der Donk. Well, the flag had gone up anyway, but what a chance for Jodie Taylor if that had been onside.
Yeah, it's a great ball through by Heather O'Reilly. What a finish that would have been if it had gone in. Little chip over there, Carly Telford, but Jodie Taylor's usually so good at holding her run, such a clever player. Must have been tight.
Well, it's her 31st birthday today, Jodie Taylor. Would have been a nice present. Williamson for Taylor. Telford just gathers, but again Arsenal almost with 2-on-2 at the back there with Chelsea, who will have to watch that ball over the top.
Absolutely, and I think Chelsea will be so concerned about the ball being played into channels, playing with the three at the back, quite vulnerable in the channeled in the wide areas. So I think that ball through the middle is the most dangerous one at the moment.
Again, space for O'Reilly. Bright keeps her out wide. O'Reilly. Williamson. Chapman. Collected by Carney. Backman. Dunn tumbles off the ball. Backman still going past Williamson. Good run from Backman. Carney. Dunn. Trying to work the space. Well, again, she's crowded out by red shirts. But Crystal Dunn, 2 goals already for Chelsea since signing ahead of this season. Getting a shot away.
Yeah, she'll be eager to get on the score sheet here today, playing against one of the top teams in England. But I'd like Chelsea just to be a little bit more patient. Just hold the ball up, choose the right pass, wait for the numbers to come up and support.
Telford almost lost it and did lose it. Carter then goes down, and that's a penalty. Arsenal win a penalty. Telford on Carter. Carly Telford is claiming that she, in fact, should have had the decision go her way. Well, let's have a look at this.
Oh, it's soft. It's very, very, very soft. I'm not sure that's a penalty at all. But, you know, it all comes from sloppiness, really. And Carly Telford's just waiting for that ball to kick off the ground, and it doesn't. And then it just becomes a little bit messy in there. And Dan Carter cleverly tripped over in the confusion.
Well, Jodie Taylor, on her 31st birthday, has already scored 1 penalty this season. Just making sure the ball will stay on the spot in these wet conditions, which appears easier said than done. But Taylor now with a golden opportunity to give Arsenal the lead, and Telford saves it. Taylor gets there. Arsenal take the lead at Chelsea, and Carly Telford will be frustrated.
Very, very frustrated. It's just nothing worse for a goalkeeper to make that initial save, do really well, and then for the follow-up to go in. But I don't think that's a penalty in the first place. Really, really harsh penalty on Chelsea. Not a great penalty by Jodie Taylor, but it doesn't matter. She finished the job.
So Taylor does have her 31st birthday present, giving Arsenal the lead at Chelsea. Missed kick by Patton. Williamson will help tidy up. The one thing you'd have to say about that penalty was that Telford never had control of the ball, as it were, and you could argue that she gave Dan Carter the option to go down.
Yeah, I mean, Dan Carter did really well to you know, try and win it back there and not give up on it, because it looked like Carly Telford pretty much had it safe in her hands. But weather conditions, it just didn't bounce up, for a little bit sloppy, just messy. And there's always a chance, you know, that the referee can make that decision, a poor decision at that.
Carter involved again, helping Williamson to dispossess England. G. Cooper. Blundell. Mielda, who's moved into a very advanced position. Blundell's ball in over the head of Dunn. Well, England went for the spectacular. If it had come off, it would have been remarkable.
And that's where Beth England needs to be, in those attacking positions at the back post. But she needs to do better than that.
Got another opportunity, and again couldn't take it, Beth England. But she is getting forward, which is something, Emma Byrne, that we mentioned more Chelsea's wing-backs in this system, providing an attacking threat.
Yeah, she definitely needs to do that. We've seen earlier in the game that they just weren't committing numbers forward, and you know, Beth England is a young player. She might be a little bit hesitant to push forward, especially when she has to contend with Dan Carter or Heather O'Reilly. So, you know, she might be a little bit conscious of her defensive duties, but she needs to get forward and she needs to exploit that back post area.
Important challenge by Nobbs. G, away from Williamson. Couldn't quite find Carney.
If G can just take that ball on a little bit further, you know, it's knowing when to release that ball. Arsenal's back four were quite flat there. It would have been, if she could just take it on another couple of steps to play it through, I think she would have got a lot more success.
Mjelder's ball forward is asking a lot of Blundell. Janssen clears away. Maren Mjelder, one of Chelsea's 4 new signings, the Norway captain. She is an impressive young player as she leaves that ball for Blundell.
Yeah, another very strong player to add to Emma Hayes' squad. Very, very calm on the ball, great defender. Another versatile player.
And you can see as she drifts forward that she does like to play in a midfield role as well, as Dunn does well to get away from Janssen. Looking for Carney. Janssen misses her clearance. Carney. And then driven in by Blundell. Well saved by Van Veenendaal.
It was a nice strike by Blundell. Caught it really cleanly.
Van der Donk brought down. And the Chelsea skipper, Katie Chapman, goes into the book.
Needless foul there really by Katie. Chelsea seemed to have it under control, just earned herself a yellow card for no reason there.
Williamson's ball forward. Finds O'Reilly. Janssen. Dunn back there helping out. Janssen as well. O'Reilly. Scott. Van der Donk. O'Reilly got half a yard on Blundell. Good challenge though by the Chelsea right back.
And that's good play from Arsenal. Nice intricate passing there. But you can see Van der Donk dropping back in there to get the ball, and that's when they can really break the lines there in midfield, really start to open Chelsea up.
Nobbs and O'Reilly again will stand over a set-piece routine. Nobbs with the corner. Right head's clear.
I think it's going to be really difficult for Arsenal to, you know, get any success from those set pieces. As I said earlier, Chelsea are very, very dominant in the air, especially with a player like Millie Bright meeting those balls at the front post.
Good footwork by Van der Donk. Can't quite shake off G though. Scored a key late winner here, Van der Donk, last season as Arsenal won 2-1, which really dented Chelsea's title challenge. Manchester City in the end finishing 5 points clear of Chelsea, 10 points clear of Arsenal down in third. And even though the spring series is a closed league, Arsenal and Chelsea will want to show to themselves and to the rest of women's football that Manchester City are not going to have it all their own way if they're to become the dominant force in England, as Arsenal were for so many years.
Absolutely. This interim season is not just to develop your team and to get game time. There's still a lot of rivalry here and a lot of pressure still. You know, big clubs like Arsenal and Chelsea demand success and medals.
Scott's ball forward, Taylor again caught offside. So we see Drew Spence warming up on the Chelsea bench today. Remarkably, has scored in every single game this season. 5 goals in 5 games. And another one of those is an England international that would have perhaps hoped that form would have been able to push her up in selection consideration. But obviously, when the squad is named 3.5 months before the tournament, spring series form in this occasion won't count.
Well, it's remarkable she's not starting here today if she is in that form for Chelsea. But Emma Hayes, I think, has gone for a more energetic midfield. I think that Chelsea will be quite weary of the energy and the pace of Jordan Nobbs, and then of course you've got Daniela van de Donk dropping into midfield. Lots of midfield runs from Arsenal, so the Chelsea midfield will have to be quite defensive and track the runs.
Heather O'Reilly just trying a spot of basketball there. Bizarre decision from the American, who has a lengthy discussion with the referee, and she has already been booked. Not a yellow automatically for handball. It wasn't in a dangerous position, but when you're on a yellow card, you assume she thought it was going out, but really bizarre.
Yeah, I'm not sure what she was doing there. We slow the game down. They'll certainly want to get in at half-time, not conceding. Very, very key times here. A few minutes left, so they have to keep their heads.
Scott's ball forward. Carter. Dunn having to work very hard up front for Chelsea. Batman comes to help her out. Little deflection on that ball from Williamson and almost carried it through to Jodie Taylor. Telford well off her line.
Yes, Telford's going to have to take a nice high position in this game because Chelsea are really looking vulnerable back there. Even 1v1s with Jodie Taylor is not a good idea. And you know, it's what she does best. She latches onto those long balls. She makes really, really clever runs. And it was a good ball from Jordan Nobbs. And Arsenal did really well there to play that ball out from high pressure.
Williamson. England left it for Bright, who just got there. Again, the referee's whistle just helps Chelsea out at the back. Cooper's ball forward, nice flick from Chapman, but through to Van Veenendaal rather than Dunn. Chelsea at times getting those bodies a little bit further forward to try and help out Crystal Dunn.
Yeah, they are definitely at this stage, but those long balls, you know, aren't really going to be effective. Arsenal like to drop really deep when out of possession. So Chelsea are going to have to find those little passes into midfield or try and get G a little bit higher so they can draw the Arsenal defenders into midfield and create those gaps at the back.
1 minute of minimum added time for Pedro Martinez Losa's side to see out. Cooper. And there is the half-time whistle. Chelsea ladies 0, Arsenal ladies 1. Thanks to that Jodie Taylor penalty on her 31st birthday conceded by Carly Telford, who saved the initial effort. Taylor with the follow-up, putting the Gunners in front. And Emma Byrne, Chelsea may feel hard done by the award of the penalty. Will Arsenal overall feel that they deserve the lead?
I think so. I think they've had the better chances of the two teams, even though it's been quite even possession-wise and chances on goal. But the best chances definitely fell to Arsenal, and they've created more clear-cut chances, so to speak. So I think they deserve to go in 1-0 up, but Chelsea need to do something. They need to change midfield up a little bit, start to dominate in there, and to play balls and to get support up to the likes of Dunn and Bachmann.
Well, you will be able to join us for the second half of Chelsea ladies against Arsenal ladies in the spring series, live on the BBC Sport website or the BBC Red button. We will be back in around 10 minutes' time. Join us then. Well, welcome back to BBC Sports coverage of Chelsea ladies against Arsenal ladies in the WSL spring series. Arsenal ladies leading by a 0 at half-time, thanks to Jodie Taylor's penalty. The former Arsenal goalkeeper Emma Byrne alongside me, Vicky Sparks, this evening. And Emma, what will Pedro Martinez Losa have said to his Arsenal players at the break?
I think he's going to be quite positive about that performance. They're winning 1-0. Just keep going, keep it nice and tight at the back. Be careful of those runs in behind. You can see that they're playing quite a deep line, so they are wary of the pace of the Chelsea forwards. But in general, I think he's going to, he's telling them to keep playing as they are and keep playing that ball into Jodie Taylor, where they're getting so much success.
It was a close half overall. Will Emma Hayes make any changes in terms of her approach for this second half?
I definitely think that they need to tighten up at the back. Too many chances are getting given to Arsenal, too many 1v1s, and I think the midfield are going to have to be bulked up a little bit. And I think you can just see Drew Spence coming on here now, and I think that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yes, half-time substitution for Chelsea. Drew Spence coming on, and she is in such good form for the Blues. She has scored in each of their 5 games this season, including when she's come off the bench, so she hasn't needed to start to find the net, and Chelsea will be hoping that she can find the net in this second half against Arsenal.
Oh, I think she was too eager to get going there. I think she's had her boots checked yet. She'll definitely add a little bit of bite in that midfield. She's a very, very strong player, quite dominant. And that's exactly where Chelsea needed to make that change.
Yes, the substitution must officially be made. So Drew Spence will wait to enter the field of play. And with the number 8 on the board, it will be Karen Carney coming off. Is that a surprise to you, Emma Byrne?
Yeah, that's a real big surprise for me, and it's got to be the fact that Karen must be feeling a knock or an injury of some sort, because you don't take Karen Carney off at half-time, and that will be, that'll be an advantage for Arsenal. They'd be glad to see that.
1-0 was the scoreline by which Arsenal beat Chelsea in the FA Cup final last season at Wembley. 1-0 is the scoreline at Wheatsheaf Park in the spring series. Both these sides are yet to lose in this closed league. It's Chelsea who are behind. Bachmann loses out. Nobbs looking for Taylor, easily through to Telford. And as a goalkeeper who's unhappy with a penalty award and then you save the effort and see the rebound put in, how much does that play on your mind as you watch the action unfolding in front of you, Emma Byrne?
never nice. It's never nice, and especially when it shouldn't have been a penalty in the first place. I think that I'd be more aggrieved over that than anything, but yeah, to make that initial save. But Carly Telford might be a little bit disappointed that the rebound, she sent the rebound back into the danger area. But again, you'd be looking at your defenders. Can they get back? Can they affect Jodie Taylor with that follow-up? But in general, I think Carly Telford's played well. She's playing a really high line. She has to sweep up behind Bright because they're leaving themselves open and leaving themselves 2v2 at the back.
Cooper's ball forward, looking for Spence. Janssen plays it out. Blundell to G. Poor ball though. Picked up again by the South Korean. Nice footwork.
Again, it's just that end ball. That final pass in the final third needs to be better from Chelsea.
Good challenge by Cooper. G. Nice touch. Comes to Dunn. Wubben-Moy in the end back to Van Veenendaal. Good early pressure from the home side.
Really, really good. You can just see how G is effective so high up the pitch there, but it would have been interesting there if Dunn had have gone down under that challenge. The referee would have had a decision to make, having given away such a soft penalty in the first half.
England wins the throw. Bright beat Arsenal's Dan Carter to the England Young Player of the Year last year. Chelsea driving forward. Well intercepted though by Wubben-Moy. England wins it back. Spence trying to find Backman. Good interception by Patton. And now Van der Donk. Blundell racing to get back. O'Reilly wants it, Van der Donk goes alone. Katie Chapman.
Just hung on to the ball too long there, Van der Donk. She needs to release the ball. Chelsea have got really quick, energetic players as well that will track back. You can't keep the ball for that length of time.
Cooper, signed from London Bees. Deanna Cooper ahead of this season. Actually scored against Chelsea in that shock Continental Cup defeat last year. Carter now. Not on the same wavelength as Taylor, and real frustration from O'Reilly, who wanted to receive the ball herself. Great run by Blundell, found by G. Touch just let down the Chelsea wing-back, but space for Blundell.
That's a little bit disappointing from Blundell. I think she's been doing really well, getting up and down that wing. She's so much space. Heather Riley just forgetting her defensive duties. There's a massive gap there. In left-back position as Dominique Jensen is tucking over.
Williamson forward, can't find Carter. Janssen heads clear. Collected by Emma Hayes, who, of course, had 3 very prosperous years at Arsenal as assistant coach. 11 trophies in total, including that quadruple. Dunn up against Wubben-Moy. Midfield looking for Spence, was just behind the Chelsea midfielder, and Patton will clear, but Spence getting into some good positions.
It was a great little pullback. See all of the Arsenal defenders facing their own goal, scurrying to get back. All it needed was for G just to push up a little bit higher. Lots of space to slot that in.
Carter. Nobbs. Van der Donk. Well intercepted ahead of O'Reilly by Blundell, who's Away again down this right-hand side. Tries to feed Dunn. Bit of space for the Chelsea striker. Just got that cut inside wrong. Ruben Moy, the 18-year-old there with her. Dunn does get the ball across, but no Chelsea player in there to take advantage. And Emma Byrne, that was the story of the first half, and you can see it happening again in the second. Not enough bodies in the box.
Not enough bodies, not one Chelsea player in the area there, completely isolated.
O'Reilly down the other end, taking on Cooper. Excellent challenge by the defender. But the game opening up.
It certainly is, and you're going to see even more of that as the game progresses, but it's just the lack of build-up play from Chelsea is a little bit disappointing. You've seen how they opened Arsenal up there, switching it over to Hannah Blundell, and they need a little bit more of that. They need more build-up play.
Too much on that full Carter. Keep it alive though. Nobbs. Claim of handball against Spence, not given. O'Reilly to Janssen. Good recovery, tackle by Blundell, but it is an Arsenal corner.
Yeah, Janssen does really well, really powerful player. Good timing of her run, making Blundell track back for once, because Blundell's been playing quite high for Chelsea, meaning that Dominique Janssen can't afford to push on.
Nobbs and O'Reilly again go to the set piece. I think Nobbs has taken them all so far. This time it's short. Patton. Cleared away. Spence. Picked up by Nobbs. O'Reilly with space for the cross. Cleared again by England. Will fall for Chapman. And the deflection will take it for a throw. Well, Arsenal have lost just one away league game in the last 2 seasons. That was at the eventual champions Manchester City last season. Their form on the road is highly impressive.
It is, yeah, for some reason Arsenal perform better when they're playing away from home. I know that it's something that Pedro Losa has tried to improve, is the home form at Bournemouth. Trying to figure out whether it's a mental thing or just don't like the pitch dimensions, whatever it is.
Well, if G had got that execution right, then Dunn and Spence could have been in there. In the end, Janssen did well to tidy up.
I think Chelsea, the likes of Dunn and Bachmann and G, are still trying to find that connection between them. Great as individual players, but don't seem to be playing as a team and connected up there.
Good interception by O'Reilly. Cooper looking for Dunn, who almost picks the pocket and does pick the pocket of Ruben Moy. Square to Spence, and now Bachmann drives it just past the post. It got a touch on the way through, and it will be a Chelsea corner. Ramona Bachmann knows how close that was.
Yeah, and it's just after I'm talking about no connection, no intricate passing, no combination play. You see it there from Chelsea. It's one of the few times that they've actually had that play up around Arsenal's area, so you can see they can do it. It's a good play from them.
G with the corner. Get it away. Mjelde helps it on, and Bright hacked cleared away from Van Veenendaal. And out for a Chelsea throw.
A little bit shaky there from Arsenal. No need for Alex to clear that ball there. Sorry, Van Veenendaal had lots of time there to call for the ball.
Chelsea eager to keep the attack moving quickly. Dunn up against Williamson, who does well. Good challenge though by Dunn, picked up by Spence. Shot blocked by Wubben-Moy. Chapman looking for Spence. Williamson will take a touch and clear. That's poor though.
Well, they have to hold their nerve. Very important time for Arsenal to be calm, so not too calm when you've got the likes of Crystal Dunn closing you down really strong. Really enjoys the physical part of the game.
Dunn on the ball again. Punching challenge by Van der Donk. No penalty, says the referee. Chapman.
It's been good pressure by Chelsea this half. Definitely trying to move forward quicker with numbers.
And they're picking up the second balls as well. Good work by G and Chapman, tenacious. Mjelde. Dunn dispossessed by Janssen. Didn't quite get it right for O'Reilly. Chelsea throw. And you have to say at the other end, Drew Spence has made a real difference in terms of that link-up play for Chelsea since she's come on.
Yeah, I think so, and I'm surprised to see her playing quite so high, but obviously they're adamant that G's going to stay in that deeper role. They just have to be very, very careful about giving away possession and being exploited at the back.
Carter brought down by Millie Bright, who looks as though she knows that was the right decision. And after withstanding that Chelsea pressure, a good opportunity for Arsenal to extend their advantage.
I'm not sure about the right decision there. It's in a very dangerous area. But there wasn't really much need for her. She just had to stay up and try and guide Dan Carter a little bit wider. Dominique Jensen is very good and very powerful and very accurate.
You sound as though it's someone you face in training, Emma Byrne. I'm sure that's the case.
Yeah, she practices free kicks a lot, mainly on me, but she didn't score that many past me, I'll tell you that now.
Can she score past Carly Telford? Janssen just wide.
Just see what she was trying to do there, just place that ball. It's not a bad effort. She got pace, she kept it down a bit more to the left and it would have been troubling Carly Telford.
Arsenal preparing to make the substitution. Beth Mead is coming on for Jodie Taylor. Mead, who signed from Sunderland ahead of this season, making her return after breaking her collarbone. She's been on the bench for the last couple of games, I should say. But Jodie Taylor can enjoy the rest of her 31st birthday. It is her goal that separates the sides. And Beth Mead is on.
Yeah, a different type of player. Will relish the 1v1s up there, likes to play on her own, loves to chase the ball down, as we're seeing. Really energetic. It's good to see her back from her injury. She hasn't been so lucky with injuries, and she definitely would have been desperate to make a good start at her new club. And now's her chance.
Van der Donk looking for O'Reilly, well intercepted by G. They're looking for Dunn up against Janssen. Dunn does really well, as does Janssen, and then not so well. Dunn, excellent work from the Chelsea forwards, right across the face of goal, and Chapman just couldn't apply the final touch.
How has that not drawn that game 1-1? Because it's a great ball. Crystal Dunn does so well. She's so powerful. Just cannot take a minute's breath with her, a second's breath I should say, but it's fantastic hustling there. And Arsenal really can't afford to take their foot off the pedal.
G. O'Reilly gets a foot in. As another change perhaps will be made for Arsenal as Van der Donk comes off. Watch this chance again for Chapman. Whiskers Emma Byrne.
Absolutely, and it's a great ball, really dangerous ball. And Katie Chapman will be disappointed she didn't get something on that. Great chance for Chelsea.
So Farrah Williams, the former Chelsea player, is on Van der Donkoff. And an indication that Pedro Martinez Losa is just trying to solidify things in the middle of the park, with Chelsea still coming forward.
Yeah, he needs someone in there to try and break it up a little bit, take a bit of pressure off his back four. And Farah's going to be the player to do that. She'll just sit in front of the centre halves there and pick things up. And it allows Jordan Nobbs to get forward also.
Ball in from Mead, looking for Nobbs, as predicted by Emma Byrne, former Arsenal keeper of 17 years. Miskicked clearance. Collected though by O'Reilly. Well intercepted by Blundell, who's had a really good game for Chelsea. And Cooper will tidy up. Backman goes down under the challenge of Janssen. Chelsea free kick.
I feel Arsenal really need to, they need the experienced players to calm the play down. Just look a little bit like they're losing their heads a bit. There's no need to foul here. Stay big, make Backman play backwards. Just calm the game down a little bit. They're 1-0 up. They don't need to lose their heads. They're playing really well and they're sitting in really well. They're defending quite well. It's Chelsea that need to really come out and look for this result.
Good ball by G, and Blundell's feet let her down just at the wrong time. Did really well to recover. Lovely skill by the South Korean. In the end, intercepted by Williams, and Arsenal can come forward. The game remaining open. Mead has got Nobbs in space. Finds her, goes for the return ball. Mjelde did really well to get there ahead of Beth Mead. Arsenal corner.
Yeah, good defending there by Mjelde. She read the danger. She needed to. Just lovely little play, lovely skill by G the other end, but it's those kind of last ditch balls and not getting the ball through to the forwards' feet, giving away possession. Those are the most dangerous balls, counter-attacking play from Arsenal.
Nobbs with the corner. Flicked on, but away from the Chelsea goal. Williams against Chapman. And in the end, adjudged to have gone out of play. Nice finish there. As Chelsea bring on Gemma Davison for Ji So-yeon, another former Arsenal player, another of your quadruple winning teammates, Emma Byrne.
Yes, Gemma's a fantastic player, fantastic speed and skill. You can see here she'd be very, very dangerous in those areas, particularly they seem quite exploitable.
Yes, well collected by Backman. Davison using that pace immediately coming off the bench. And Van Veenendaal lets out a sigh as she gathers that one.
A little bit hopeful there from Backman to shoot from that distance. Need to do better than that to beat Van Veenendaal.
Carter with a bit of space, but is penalised for offside. Yes, Ramona Backman actually faced you, didn't she, in the UEFA Women's Cup final back in 2007. A 16-year-old playing for the Swedish side, Umeå. Remarkable to play in that sort of a game at just 16.
Yeah, thanks for that, Vicky. You're really making me feel old now. I am old, I know. Yes, same type, same player, really quick, really direct. Obviously she's improved, more experience. It's good good to see her playing in this league. She's one of the best players in the world. She can affect the league and affect the game here tonight.
Yeah, she was nominated for FIFA World Player of the Year back in 2015, which eventually went to Carly Lloyd of Manchester City. That shows you just how good Ramona Bachmann is.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how she fares here. It's a very, very physical league. A lot of foreign players that come over comment on it. It's quite physical, probably one of the most physical leagues. And it doesn't really suit every player that comes to play.
Jansen's ball forward, looking for Mead, up against Cooper. Mead does well. Cooper perhaps got a touch there that she shouldn't have. Mead back to Nobbs, good block.
Great work from Mead there, great feet, keeping possession of that ball. Not once but twice. Nice ball back to Nobbs as well.
All over the top, well dealt with by Ruben Moy. Now Williams, England's most capped player, 161 and counting. Jansen. Didn't get that right.
Chelsea really need to make these chances count. They've had great chances, real goal scoring opportunities. Just haven't taken them.
Davison fouled by Jansen. As they were the highest scorers in WSL 1 last season, 42 goals, more than the champions Manchester City. And they've already scored 10 in the spring series so far. 6 against Yeovil, 4 against Reading, but Arsenal are a different prospect as Dominique Jansen goes into the book.
Chelsea love to play very, very attacking style play. You know, they have very, very good attacking players. You've seen Gemma Davison coming off the bench.
Yelder's ball in and it's met and into the net. And Chelsea equalise and Millie Bright takes the acclaim, but it was an excellent ball in that was finished by the defender. Chelsea won, Arsenal won.
As you said, Vicky, great ball in. And you really have to mark Millie Bright. It is, you know, her and Katie Chaplin running into the box, they have to be marked. Poor defending. She finished it very well. Very dangerous area.
Well, you called it early on, Emma Byrne, the threat that Chelsea pose from set pieces, and for all their nice play in and around the box, it is that which has got them level. Can Arsenal hit back immediately? Mead up against the goal scorer. He does enough to shepherd it out for a goal kick, and that's exactly what you want to do as a defender, scoring one end and then doing your job at the other.
Absolutely, the all-rounder, but Beth Mead's a fantastic player as well, and you've seen earlier how good she was, but Millie Bright just so strong there, just shepherding it out, and so strong in the air, as we've seen in the other end. Such a dangerous player in set pieces.
Arsenal coming forward. Nobbs goes for glory and hits the bar. Away from Mead, and Bright clears. Well, I'm not sure Jordan Nobbs meant that, but it would have been an absolute cracker off the bar from the Arsenal midfielder as Mjelde sends it back to Telford, who will be mightily relieved that that one hit the woodwork.
Listen, Jordan Nobbs meant that 100%. I've seen her do it so many times, whether it's at training or in games. In fact, it's probably her signature at this stage. She knew exactly what she was doing.
Even with the little slip.
Little slip and little bobble it looked like, but yep. She knew what she was doing and she was very, very close to executing it.
Well, it would have been a wonder goal to put Arsenal back in front.
I think Carly Telford pretty much gave up on it as well. Made a little jump, try and make some effort, but never get into it.
Backman up against Wubben-Moy. Does well, the Switzerland international. Now Davison. Arsenal get it away, only as far as Blundell. Wow, Hannah Blundell has scored 3 goals this season. Before that, she hadn't scored since October 2014, and that one not troubling. Sorry, Van Veenendaal.
No, but a player that's really building confidence and getting better and better every year. Really improving. Arsenal need to be very, very careful here. Just soaking up the pressure, but Chelsea should be really putting some of these away.
Done. Good work on the edge of the area, challenged by Patton. Nothing given. It's another big penalty appeal for Chelsea, and Arsenal can now break. Really important header there by Cooper, otherwise that ball was through to O'Reilly, who was in.
Yeah, but it wasn't the ball there from Dan Carter. You can see Alex Scott sprinting past her. 3 or 4 red shirts running in midfield. Just needed to play one of them in.
Let's have another look at this penalty appeal for Chelsea.
Can't really see it from that angle. We'll have a look here. I think she got the ball. I think it was a great tackle. But again, I'm not sure we're going to trust the referee to make the right decision there.
Question is, did she get enough of the ball or too much of the player? But not given. So Williamson wins it back with a great challenge. O'Reilly has got Mead ahead of her. Mead almost got on the end of it. Telford with a big throw out. One of those you watch as a goalkeeper and hope to goodness that the striker doesn't get that little flick before it comes to you.
Well, maybe it looked a little bit closer than it was from this angle, but certainly got a little bit of a scare when I seen Beth Mead diving in there. Really, Telford didn't look troubled at all, so we'll give her the benefit of the doubt.
Williamson trying a Jordan Nobbs, as it were. Not quite with the same accuracy as the England midfielder. Backman looking for Blundell. Wins the throw. Davison away from O'Reilly. Good work by the Chelsea forward. Down to the byline. Will be kept alive by England. Janssen clears. Blundell tries another one. Well, she's certainly not afraid to have a go, Hannah Blundell.
No, she's not, and she had the space there to take a shot. It's not a bad decision. Just what a difference Gemma Davison has made coming on here. You know, she knows she's so quick. She's got really quick feet. If she can get into the 18-yard box, great chance. And defenders do not know how to handle her. They can't dive in or make the challenge just in case she gets a touch on the ball. So quick.
Just over 15 minutes to play, 1-1. Both of these sides, as things stand, preserving their unbeaten run in the spring series. Both of them will be desperate to find a winner against their rivals. It was Arsenal who came up with a late one last time these sides met here. 84th minute from Danielle van der Donk. Will we see a late winner again this evening? Chapman away from Williams. A little short to Telford. Mead was closing her down. O'Reilly. Williamson. Will break for Blundell. Away from Williamson. Now Spence. Davison. Against Janssen. Field to Backman, trying to find space for the shot. Cleared away by Carter.
That's the problem. There is no space in there. Arsenal are packing out the middle. They're not going to get a chance to turn and shoot there. Need to keep playing it wide to try and create those spaces to get the ball in behind Arsenal's back four.
Good challenge by Spence. Chapman to Dunn. Spence again. Cooper. Looking for Backman. Williams heads it back to Van Veenendaal.
Well, Arsenal are doing quite well, just soaking up this pressure here. Chelsea really need to stay wide to try and stretch the Arsenal back four. At the minute, it's too easy for them. They can afford to bank up inside the 18-yard area, certainly the width of the box, which makes life a little bit easier for Arsenal.
Carter. Loose touch, but does well to win it back from Spence and then win the free kick. It's another set piece she's won for Arsenal. Dan Carter won the penalty initially.
It's one thing amongst many that Dan Carter is very, very good at. She's very strong, keeping the ball, holding play up. I've not seen Dan Carter get bullied much on the pitch.
As Gilly Flaherty comes on for Chelsea. Again, another former Arsenal player. Bit of experience at the back as the free kick in fact went Chelsea's way, so not so from Dan Carter.
I think they played a quick free kick and the only person that knew about it was Farah, who took it.
Chelsea coming forward again, pushing for this winner. Davison, well dispossessed by Nobbs. Williamson, Carter, almost gets the better of Bright. Williams, looking for Nobbs. Mjelde will chase that back and Telford collects.
I think Farah Williams has also made a difference coming on. Such an experienced player, just balances out that midfield. Also a great leader on the pitch.
Mjelde. It's her free kick that got Chelsea back into this game with Bright heading it home. Mjelde away from Mead, who fouls her, and it will be a Chelsea free kick. She was the top scorer in WSL 1 2 seasons ago with Sunderland, 12 goals in 14 appearances. Very bright young talent in the English game, and the move to Arsenal, a big one for her.
Yeah, what a fantastic record. And also to have that record playing with the team, I dare say, probably wasn't going to challenge for the league. You know, wouldn't be a top team in the league, so pretty much working up there on her own.
O'Reilly does well to nick it away from Chapman. Arsenal coming forward. Nobbs tries to find Carter when perhaps she could have gone for another spectacular effort like that one that bounced off the bar. Chelsea can't make the most of the break though. Janssen.
Yeah, I think Jordan certainly thought about it. Could see her lining up, eyeing up Carly Telford, seeing where she was in the goal.
Carter. England stood up well. Arsenal throw.
And this is where Arsenal start to come into their own. So much energy in the team. It's at these times that they really start to get hold of the game again.
Carter. Back to Scott. Mead with the header. Well, it was a chance.
I think she did well to get on the end of it. And there was nothing really else she could do. You can just see Millie Bright missing the ball there, so maybe she could have taken it down if she'd have got a call, if anybody was close enough to her to tell her that.
England away from Carter. You would have to say that a point away from home against your rivals is usually a good one, but Arsenal will show no signs of settling for a draw. They're having to defend though. Cooper's ball in. Didn't make the most of the options that she had. Davison and Backman and Dunn on the far side as well.
No, it wasn't the right decision there, was it? She had enough time to take the ball on. It was a 1v1 against Heather Riley there, who wouldn't really be well known for her defensive skills. They really need to try and get at her on this side.
Telford's well closed down by Mead. The back pass from Cooper put her in a little bit of trouble. And again, as a goalkeeper with the ground slippery underfoot, you don't want to have to be taking too many touches inside your own penalty area.
No, and you also don't want a ball played back to you like that. It was skipping up. Certainly not one she could come on to and strike it first time, so she dealt with it quite well. Always going to have someone like Beth Mead chasing it down. She's very, very lively up there, very good at anticipating that ball back to the goalkeeper.
And she's won a free kick against Backman, again in a dangerous position for Arsenal. Her energy causing Chelsea problems.
Yeah, again, a silly foul there. Just wonder if tiredness is creeping into the Chelsea team.
Well, it's been an intense game, plenty of running all around the park, very open at times. Every player giving everything. Can Jordan Nobbs come up with what could well be a winner for Arsenal?
Well, it's safe to say that wasn't very close. I think she's better at taking shots in play. I'm really surprised Dominique Jensen didn't take that free kick. She wasn't too far away that time. That is her range from that distance. Probably better at that distance than closer in. So obviously Jordan may have been given a bit of confidence from hitting the post.
Cooper. Davison had made a good run, important interception by Janssen.
That would have been a great chance. Davison had lots and lots of space in front of her. Needed to get that ball around Janssen.
Forward from Williams for O'Reilly to chase. Flaherty claims the touch against her former team.
Yeah, she's trying it. She knows well the ball for Arsenal.
Nice back heel by Mead. Flaherty stands up well. Good skill though by the youngster. Early ball in, cleared away. Janssen picks it up. Mead was offside for the return. A claim of a Chelsea touch. It did get one. Arsenal corner. The visitors are pressing. Taken quickly. O'Reilly swings it in. Telford watches it behind. Bright was there, ready to head it away from just under the crossbar. In the end, didn't need to.
That was a little bit too close for comfort, really. Carly Telford had totally misjudged the flight of the ball. I'm not sure Heather Riley was going for goal there.
So 1-1 as we enter the final 5 minutes Jordan Nobbs is, in fact, it's Williamson down receiving treatment.
It's always worrying to see Leah Williamson go down with any kind of ankle problems. She suffers injuries in her ankles, and long term she's just come back from a long-term injury, so hopefully she's okay.
Yes, it looks as though the England under-23 international will be fit to continue, and as Emma Byrne says, huge relief for everyone associated with Arsenal. Just caught there by Dunn.
She's in good hands there. Gary Lewin, top physio.
Nobbs, in a way, gives the ball back.
In a very friendly way, putting Chelsea under pressure straight away.
It is a London derby, to be fair. Williams. Nice touch, done. This could be a great chance for Davison, who's in. Davison around Van Veenendaal. But the whistle has already gone for offside. Well, a great move from Chelsea. Was that the right call from the officials?
It's very, very difficult to see from here, but I don't understand how Gemma could get herself in an offside position there. So deep. She only has to look at Lotta there to keep herself onside. Just hold that run just a second and she'll be in. She has the pace. She can afford to start a little bit later.
So frustrating for the Chelsea forward. Again, as you say, it's one of those decisions that if she had started that little bit later, it wouldn't have, in all likelihood, made that much difference. It was such a good opportunity for Chelsea.
Yeah, and she's actually run blindside of Lotte Ruben May. She never would have recovered. Hold the run, be clever.
Chelsea with another opportunity though, with Mjelder with this free kick. It was her who sent in that set piece delivery for Bright to score the equaliser. That one is headed behind by Patton. For a Chelsea corner, the home side's turn to press in the final moments of this game.
Danger for Arsenal, as we spoke about earlier, how good Chelsea are in set pieces.
Davison with the corner. Headed back and just over by Bright. Well, she found the equaliser. She couldn't quite find the winner, Millie Bright.
It was nearly too easy for her. And it's a great ball in by Gemma Davison to the back post. I'm not sure what Sari Van Veenendaal was doing. It was nearly too easy for Bright.
Chelsea coming forward again. Done. Good challenge by Nobbs. Chelsea throw. England to Bachmann. Under pressure from Scott and Williams. It will be a corner. And again, another set-piece opportunity for Chelsea. In the final moments of this game, Bachmann will take this one herself. Wright and Chapman in there. Headed clear by Ruben Moy, helped on by Davison. He collects it again. Shot blocked. And cleared by Williamson. And now it's Arsenal's turn to break, and Chelsea could be in real trouble here. Excellent challenge by Cooper. Really important to stop that Arsenal attack.
Absolutely. What a great tackle it was there by Deanna Cooper, because you could see on this side Heather O'Reilly absolutely sprinting up to create a 2v1 situation. And if Deanna Cooper hadn't made that tackle, feel that it would probably be 2-1 to Arsenal right now.
4 minutes added time for either of these sides to find a winner.
I think, judging by this second half, I think Arsenal will be quite pleased to come away with a draw here. I feel that Chelsea have cranked up the pressure a little bit, probably looked the better side in the second half. Certainly had the better chances in the first half, but perhaps Arsenal were the better side. Not so in the second half. I think Chelsea have definitely come to life.
England to Spence. Looking for Dunn. Cleared away by Janssen. England sends it forward again, flicked on by Spence. Nice touch by Dunn. Challenge was deemed good by the referee.
Another fantastic challenge by Anna Patton. Really in depth, crucial tackle. It's 2 now.
Lovely touch though, Spence. Can she finish? Yes, she can! Drew Spence does it again! It is 6 goals in 6 games for the Chelsea midfielder, and this one sends her side on their way to a late win over their rivals Arsenal. Chelsea ladies 2, Arsenal ladies 1.
Well, I really felt like this was coming. And, you know, it's not the cleanest of finishes, but it doesn't matter. It's in the back of the net. She just kept calm. What a little touchdown by her partner in crime there. I think it was fantastic finish, and, you know, Sarri van Wijnendal will not be happy with herself. She anticipated a strike across her, a strong strike. It was scuffed a little bit. But what a touchdown by Crystal Dunn.
Well, Drew Spence is a former Arsenal Academy player. She left at a very young age. She has spent the vast majority of her career with Chelsea, and she is having an absolutely cracking season. 6 goals in 6 games. She has scored in every match. And she has put Chelsea on the verge of 3 massive points against Arsenal.
What fantastic squad Emma Hayes has here to be able to take a player like Drew Spence off the bench. So influential in their team.
Can Arsenal find a late response? Wubben Moyes sends it forward. Shout of handball against England, not given. Bright clears downfield. Anywhere will do for Chelsea, having got that late goal. Van Wijnendal to Janssen. Will be collected by Spence. Uses her strength. Cooper, all she could do really was keep it in and try and get it further away from the Chelsea end. Arsenal running out of time. Poor clearance by Van Wijnendal. Davison couldn't make the most of it. Van Wijnendal has to launch it long. Headed forward by Bright. Spence. Williamson collects for Arsenal. Scott desperately trying to get it forward, but the imperious Millie Bright is in the way. Flicked on towards Bachmann. Could it get even better for Chelsea? Ramona Bachmann, she's all alone. Shot blocked. And no blue shirt to pick it up.
It's like she's on an island up there on her own. Nobody near her. I suppose Chelsea will want to get behind the ball, just play it out, be clever. Bachmann really probably should have ran that into the corner flag there.
O'Reilly, will there be a final chance for Arsenal? Good skill, takes her past Cooper. O'Reilly, back to Carter. Shot deflected and in! Arsenal have snatched the point, and Jordan Knox celebrates. What a remarkable finish to this game. Chelsea thought they'd won it with that injury time goal from Drew Spence. But a lovely bit of improvisation from Jordan Nobbs has levelled it at 2-2.
And what a finish by Jordan Nobbs. A little back heel flick. Dan Carter has to get some credit there. Originally trying to shoot, but scuffed it again. Another little scuff, but a great finish by Jordan Nobbs. But just as I said that just before, if Backman had gotten that ball, ran it into the corner, it would be a different result here.
With virtually the last kick of the game, Jordan Nobbs rescues a point for Arsenal. It finishes Chelsea ladies 2, Arsenal ladies 2. Drew Spence looks as though she can't believe it.
I bet she can't. Probably hasn't really sunk in properly. The last kick of the game, and to concede a goal like that when you were just up the other end, just a couple of seconds before that with a chance of their own.
But you have to say, for a winning goal, we saw her hit the bar earlier on in the second half. What a piece of improvisation, what a piece of skill from the England midfielder Jordan Nobbs.
Yeah, and that's what happens once you get into those dangerous areas. And there's so many bodies back there, anything can happen. You take a deflection. I think Jordan was just sticking her leg out. I'm not sure she really meant to lob it over Kelly Telford like that, but you can just see Emma Hayes there really not happy with how that played out in the end. And I think she's probably thinking to herself, if we could have just kept possession just for that extra couple of seconds, a different story.
Well, a breathless ending to a very entertaining spring series WSL 1 game. It finishes honours even, Chelsea ladies 2, Arsenal ladies 2, both sides keeping their unbeaten run in the spring series going. We've got more live football coming up for you on Saturday. You can watch Arsenal back in action against Birmingham from 12:55 on the Red Button and the BBC Sport website. And some radio commentaries for you as well. Online commentary tomorrow of Liverpool ladies against Sunderland ladies, and commentary of Bristol City against Liverpool on Saturday on the BBC Sport website from 6 p.m. But big thanks to Emma Byrne for joining us this evening, and wherever you've been tuning in, have a very good rest of your day.